Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bigger Than Race. Do you know who this is? This is your boy, Brando. I didn't know how the opener was. I thought I was at a boxing match. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, guys, all jokes aside, we're going to be talking about the Metaverse, Web 3.0, the virtual cloud. And of course, there will be some hidden gems in this video. And it's coming straight from Grayscale. Now, the question is, the metaverse is here, but are you ready? This video is going to kind of help accelerate your learning curve in regards to the metaverse if you are somewhat stuck. You're going to see some videos that have been uh, well presented, and the information is just astounding, and it's going to just accelerate us and continue this education of crypto and the metaverse and all of the splendid things that are hidden behind the nooks and crannies of all the cracks of the wild, wild west. I'm all over the place, but it don't even matter. What matters is the results, and that's all that matters. Now let's go. But before we do,
I said, oh my dream, let me do my dance. I got all of these girls in a ring on the complex bars. Big back with a circle shots, looking like Todd and France. I got all of these eyes on me when they do my dance. I said, oh my dream, let me do my dance. I got all of these girls in a ring on the complex bars. Big back with a circle shots, looking like Todd and France. I got all of these eyes
oh, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. So we have here, Grayscale says Metaverse is a $1 trillion market opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, Grayscale doesn't lie. The sandbox. The Metaverse may represent an over $1 trillion annual revenue market opportunity. Crypto investment giant Grayscale said in a report without specifying the timeline. The report, which was published on Thursday, is dubbed the Metaverse Web 3.0, virtual cloud economies, which we're going to go over in this video. The report looks into the opportunity that will arise from the intersections of trends in gaming and lifestyle with blockchain's potential to provide infrastructure for digital worlds. Projects like Decentraland allow people to interact, govern, and earn tokens and get real-world benefits for their time spent online. Grayscale said people are spending more and more time online, and they concurrently spend money to build social status within digital realms. Grayscale is a subsidiary of Digital Currency Group, which also owns CoinDesk. DCG is also an investor in Mana, the token that powers Decentraland. Now, revenue from virtual gaming worlds could grow to $400 billion in 2025 from $180 billion in 2020. The overwhelming majority of that $400 billion will be in game spending, compared to spending on premium games, the company noted. In quarter three, total fundraising for crypto was $8.2 billion, $1.8 billion of which went to Web3 and non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Fundraising for gaming applications overshadowed all other verticals of NFTs in the third quarter, hitting around $1 billion, compared to $10 billion that companies like Facebook plan to invest, and the amounts that could follow from other companies and venture capitalists. The metaverse is in its early innings. The report was authored by Grayscale head of research David Grider and the research analyst Matt Maximo. They defined the metaverse as interconnected, experiential 3D virtual worlds where people located anywhere can socialize in real time to form a persistent, user-owned internet economy spanning the digital and physical worlds. Now, we're going to come here to Grayscale real quick, just so you can see the trust that Grayscale has in regards to crypto. And we can see here they've got Basic Attention, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, Decentraland, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Filecoin, Horizon, Litecoin, Livepeer, Solana, Stellar, and Zcash. Stellar. They don't have XRP. There's a reason. And they also have Decentraland, Mana. And I definitely believe that they will add Sandbox at a certain time. Now, we're going to go to Seek, their Twitter, just to further let you know of what is coming down the pike. And this is the virtual Metaverse store for H&M. Look at this.
Kiss me, tease me, touch my body slow. Oh, please me, fast and easy, make me lose control. Loco, I be like bongo, make me wind up and go low. I know what's in store, now I want more. Yeah.
Woo! Now look, do you know you can actually go into this store and you'll be able to purchase an item, and that item that you purchase in the metaverse, you'll be able to attain that in the physical world. There's two different worlds, metaverse and physical reality. Within the metaverse, there's different metaverses, which are like different experiences. Picture them like theme parks. You have different theme parks all over the world, and they provide a different experience, which is exactly what will happen in the metaverse. You have metaverse on top of metaverse within metaverse. And then you come outside of the metaverse back to reality, the real world, where you can take some of those items that you have purchased in the metaverse back to life, back to reality. Ooh! I don't think you understand. Now, this is the Web 3.0 virtual cloud economies. But before we dive into this, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand this video will be a little lengthy, but it will hit you right where it needs to be hit. If you are truly trying to understand and make your claim within the metaverse, these are the items, the videos that are presented to you in order to help accelerate your learning curve. Now, this video here is going to do just that. Let's go.
They're creating a new reality. It sounds weird. He's trying to achieve immortality. He's a leading transhumanist. You'll hear this talk come out soon.
The website I sent you tonight, Engadget, says this is a brand new article. Facebook is working on a new high-end VR, which I guess stands for virtual reality headset, codenamed Project CAMBRIA. It plans to release the headset sometime next year. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg said it will be a separate, quote, high-end, end quote, product from the company's $299 Quest 2 headset. It will also cost more than that device. CAMBRIA will include capabilities that currently aren't possible on the virtual reality headsets. New sensors in the device will allow your virtual avatar to maintain eye contact and reflect your facial expressions. The company says that's something that will allow people you're interacting with virtually to get a better sense of how you're feeling. Another focus of the headset will be mixed reality experiences with the help of new sensors and reconstruction algorithms. Facebook claims CAMBRIA will have the capability to represent objects in the physical world with a sense of depth and perspective. You know, this is creepy, but it also makes me wonder, also when we start talking about the patents we've gone over with Karen Kingston, where you're getting something inside you, a nanotechnology that's emitting a sensor, it's emitting a signal, and you're coded, You've got a code now. Now you've got an ID, and now they can see everybody that is coming in contact with each other. You wonder, is that going to be hooked to the internet? Then you think about the Great Reset, where they said you'll own nothing and love it. You'll own nothing and love it. Well, now they can sit at home and live their whole life virtually. It seems to all be falling right into place, does it not?
Just to give you the scope of this, one developer said, we believe that the metaverse will be the place where all forms of entertainment and media eventually converge, a gateway where they could be consumed. We also believe that the metaverse will be an inherently social place where social media and online discussion groups might eventually migrate as well. This is exactly what Mark Zuckerberg has in mind, taking the whole Facebook experience, over 1 billion people around the world, and driving them all into the metaverse world where all social media contacts will happen within that artificial reality. The problem is your mind cannot distinguish. It gets rewired. You can't distinguish between their reality and real reality.
I don't think this is about just sitting in front of a gigantic iMac screen. This is about putting on special glasses that will give you a 3D 180 degree, or 360 degree feel to be able to move, turn. You will be living in that world. I don't know if eventually you'll put on gloves or what you'll put on, but you will actually be able, as I understand it, you'll be able to feel as though you're actually in that world.
Yes.
It's kind of like watching those movies, like the Scrooge movie with Jim Carrey a few years ago. If anyone watched how they made that movie, they put on a suit, right? They put on a suit, and then they have these dots all over them, and all of these dots are connected to their actual facial expressions and movement, and they act out in front of a green screen. They act out the parts, and then all of that data of their movements and facial expressions and everything are taken and put into the computer, and then they looks like a cartoon, but in reality, if you watch the new Scrooge that came out a few years ago with Jim Carrey as Scrooge, that's not a cartoon. That was actually done with computers and sensors on the body and face and cameras hanging out here that gave this 3D look that was then imported into that movie, and these characters look far beyond just like a cartoon to being almost like lifelike. I would think this kind of technology, it comes into play here when you now take yourself and put yourself physically into the virtual world. Am I tracking right?
No, you're right. And I mentioned earlier that this is a stepping stone to pure transhumanism. I know you studied Ray Kurzweil to some extent. He's a head engineer at Google. He doesn't need to work, but he's there because he has the resources of Google, and he's the creator of Singularity University. He's trying to achieve immortality. He's a leading transhumanist.
So you would load your brain up to the internet, and he would hope to live. He would hope to live forever in the metaverse world.
You got it. That's exactly the connection here, and that's exactly where they're driving this technology. You'll hear this talk come out soon, that they now believe that they can download somebody's life experience, whether it's their soul or their brain, whatever, they can get enough data, load it into the metaverse where they can generate a person in the metaverse that will act independently of anybody outside the metaverse as if it were that person. Okay, so Ray Kurzweil may well be able to achieve his dream of resurrecting his father by taking all that information, creating an avatar for his father. His father can now act and interact and respond with people inside the metaverse. He'll never get out, but inside the metaverse, he could be alive. Anything will go. There will be no monitors. It'll be like the Wild West in a sense. Do anything. If it feels good, doesn't matter. You can go ahead and do it.
And if people are being conditioned already to not go to work, get a check, well, and if you don't own anything, you're going to be happy, and you're getting a check, what are you going to sit around and do all day? You'll go out and explore the world and do whatever your heart desires through the metaverse world.
That's exactly right. And, somebody can sit at home, and this is one of the selling points. Somebody can sit at home, for instance, and visit the Louvre, just like you're there. You've got the plane ticket, the passport, you went there, you flew there, and you're going through looking at the paintings in the Louvre, and you're looking up and you're looking left and right and stuff. It'll be just like you're really there. And you remember, I'm sure, the game that Google launched some years ago called Pokemon Go, where hordes of people were walking around with their smartphone in front of their face looking for Pokemon, where it would appear on their screen right in their own environment. In other words, the camera would take a picture of what's in front of you, but all of a sudden an icon would pop up as if it were there. It's just a cartoon character with Pokemon. And so they push a button and they capture that little gremlin, that little Pokemon. Well, this is a blending of real reality into the virtual reality world. And you're going to see this figure very prominently within the metaverse world as well, where you will have a blended reality where you will see things in your own room, your own house, whatever, but other things will be appearing to you as if they were real, but they're not. So somebody might come over to visit you, for instance, from 2,000 miles away, and there they are sitting in your living room couch. People should keep their eye on Facebook, what Zuckerberg talks about now, and all these other people that are talking about the metaverse in the tech world as well, the gamers, the gaming companies, as well as just other commercial companies looking to make a buck. It's going to be huge, and you trust me on this, there will be billions and billions of dollars poured into this technology in the next 5 years.
Whoa. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little update on what is taking place in regards to the metaverse. Now we're going to come back to the grayscale. Crypto cloud economies are the next emerging market investment frontier, and the metaverse is at the forefront of this Web 3.0 internet evolution. Now, real quick, in that video, they mentioned singularity, guys. Very important. Make sure you have your AGIX. It will be one of the biggest cryptos that will ever pay you back. It will pay. I'm telling you, when it's time, you'll be very happy that you own that asset. So make sure you have your AGIX. Metaverse is a set of interconnected experiential 3D virtual worlds where people located anywhere can socialize in real time to form a persistent, user-owned internet economy spanning the digital and physical worlds. The metaverse is still emerging, but many key components have started to take shape and are revolutionizing everything from e-commerce to media and entertainment, and even real estate. Our Grayscale Decentraland report and Decentraland tour make this concept more tangible by introducing one of the leading blockchain-based virtual worlds, Decentraland. Now, their meta thesis: the internet has always been about connecting people. Over the past 3 decades, internet technology has evolved, and the way we all interact with the web has evolved with it. Much has changed, but 3 key areas of online-based communities could be thought of as the Web 1.0, Netscape connected us online. Web 2.0, Facebook connected us into online communities. Web 3.0, Decentraland connected us into a community-owned virtual world. Damn. Connected us into a community-owned virtual world. So that is why Decentraland is going to be huge. And I think, Decentraland is a gem, of course. There's so many of them, but Decentraland is a powerhouse. Now, as we moved across these eras, our interactions and the mediums we use to create them expanded. We experienced firsthand how organizational architectures connecting us transformed, how computing infrastructure we relied on matured, and how control over the web embedded and flowed between the community and big tech companies. This is very true, guys. We all experienced this evolution. I can even remember when cell phones were, popular when I was younger in like middle school. It was the Nokia phones that were very popular, the long Nokia phones, and we can change them. And then there was, Nextel, Sprint, and the Metro PCS. There wasn't as many phones as there was now, but it all evolved, and it evolved with the internet, how the internet was evolving. So being able to, if we missed the web 1.0, because, we weren't able to invest in it, we missed the 2.0, the dot-com boom. Now we can't miss this 3.0. This is our opportunity to claim our state. Now, is there many opportunities? Yes. Some opportunities are humongous. Some opportunities haven't paid off yet. But if we look at if we look from a bird's eye view, so to speak, we can see that we are only in the first stage of mass adoption. We're nowhere near where this thing is headed. So let's plant now. Now they're still breaking down the Web 0.0, Web 2.0, and the Web 3.0. Web 3.0, we're going to have read, write, own, virtual economies, networks, blockchain, cloud, decentralized. What's going to happen too, you're going to have these streaming platforms who are going to be using blockchain cloud for like cloud gaming. And Netflix, they're working on a gaming platform right now. And what will end up happening is these companies will utilize blockchain technology, but the end user, the person like you or me who would be, renting Netflix, would now have the opportunity to play Netflix games. And now they'll see that, oh, wow, I can play these games and earn money. They have no clue they're using blockchain technology. But we do, because this is the world that we're in. See, we're privy to information that 95% of the world is not. And that's special. So the meta market opportunity, a greater and greater portion of our attention is going towards digital activities, especially for younger generations. Today, 1/3 of our lives, 8 hours a day, are already spent watching TV, playing games, or on social media. As we spend more of our time in these digital world experiences, we also spend more of our money within these digital realms to build our social status within these online communities. Figure 3, U.S. average daily hours spent on select leisure activity. So it's breaking down the TV, video games into the social media. And they do get a lot of our hours, a lot of our time. Our social lives and gaming are converging and creating a large, fast-growing virtual goods consumer economy. It is estimated that revenue from virtual gaming worlds could grow from $180 billion in 2020 to $400 billion in 2025. Now, we already know that it can be a lot higher than that by this date. Anything can happen. And I always feel like they always are very conservative with their numbers. Now, the continued shift of game developer monetization is a key dynamic within this growth trend. Players are increasingly moving away from paying to play premium games towards free games, which developers monetize by selling players in-game items to enhance gameplay or social status within these virtual worlds. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, blockchain gaming is so crucial to the new trend of gaming. Web 2.0 closed corporate metaverse, centrally owned and controlled by big tech, or Web 3.0 open crypto metaverse, democratically owned by and controlled by global users. Many gamers today spend their money and hours of their time building digital wealth within Web 2.0 closed corporate metaverse worlds. The problem is most game developers don't let players monetize their investment and efforts. Developers prohibit players from trading items with other players and keep these worlds closed, so players cannot transfer their in-game wealth to the real economy. Web 3.0 open crypto metaverse networks solve this problem by eliminating the capital controls imposed on these virtual worlds by Web 2.0 platforms. This new paradigm allows users to own their digital assets as non-fungible tokens, trade them with other in the game, and carry them to other digital experiences, creating an entirely new free market, internet native economy that can be monetized in the physical world. This evolution of the creator economy is known as play to earn. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a paradigm shift, okay? There was a paradigm shift in music. If you were privy to that, you would have made a lot of money on Apple, Spotify, a lot of those little moves right there. You have to see those trends coming. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have the eyes to see the trend. I was too younger back then, but now I'm over age. And I'm ready to start making all this money. Because why not? This is for us. This is ours for the taking. And all we have to do is be smart, follow the money, and let our money work for us. It's just that simple.
Back of the market, sell it on the sweetest packet. When I go up on that magic carpet, man, I go fly like Aladdin. But the thing up on spots, much shirt on the M with fast lane, hope it don't like it. She look about that timepiece, wrist look pricey, man, I get the peas and pan. Then no subtractions, no got a bad with me, look.
Yes, you already know what it is. Now you see illustrative open versus closed gaming metaverse examples. These are the closed side. This is the open side. Okay? This is where we are operating. We're open on the open side. So we need to invest in these types of assets so that we can continue to get this open money. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? So in the metaverse, users dictate these types of seamless real-world adjacent interactions across digital communities. Conversely, the closed nature of Web 2.0 corporate metaverse platforms may put users at a disadvantage compared to Web 3.0 crypto metaverses. That's why all of them are going to come to the crypto side because it makes sense for them. And they're going to get a major push once these lockdowns come. I'm trying to tell you, the global metaverse potential total addressable market, 1.40 trillion. Total market cap of the leading Web 3.0 crypto network sits at 27.5 billion. This pales in comparison to the 900 billion market cap of Facebook, the 2 trillion market cap of the gaming sector, and the 14.8 trillion market cap of Web 2.0 companies. That could shift to the metaverse or risk disruption. God damn, that's a lot of money. Imagine. And we're not even talking about AI. This is huge stuff right here, ladies and gentlemen. Web 2.0 is at 14.880 trillion. Listen, we are open. This thing is gonna be. You see where they're at right here? We're gonna be so high we can't even be on the damn screen. It's going to be amazing. This is an amazing opportunity. So the Meta Web 3.0 economy. Web 3.0 crypto metaverses are emerging market virtual world economies with a continually developing complex mix of digital goods, services, and assets that generates real world value for users. Early Web 3.0 metaverse worlds have been typically built on top of blockchain computing platforms, Layer 1, with a host of parties contributing to the development of the games and in-games items that can be freely traded on the blockchain. Now, they show you some depictions of the in-game assets. Here are some of the games that they are highlighting: Axie, God Unchained, Alluvium, Star Atlas will probably be the cheapest one for you. Also, Splinterlands. And we also see the Sandbox. Development studios, we have them here. Marketplaces, L2 Scaling Solutions. Polygon is probably the cheapest one out of them. Infrastructure and tooling, you see them here. And the layer one blockchains, Wax. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been preaching to you about Wax. Eventually, if you haven't gotten any, you're going to kick yourself in the ass. Boom!
Just keep putting in action. Plus you wanna post for the thing, no caption. Got me pouring up captains. I keep it going with the bro, trying to get a little money like Richard Branson. I put her in the Emporium Money, so I hop in the whip, baby, hit khaki. Getting up with that shit on Charlie, but
Now, what you need to understand also why Decentraland is going to be so big is because they have Sotheby's that has a location in there where they're doing of virtual auctions within Decentraland. So this is huge, guys. Sotheby's art galleries have launched, allowing owners to showcase and sell their digital NFT art at auction. Crypto business like Binance and others have established digital headquarters in the metaverse where employees can meet and collaborate. And this is all going on in Decentraland. Games and casinos where players can win mana. Advertising, digital billboards have been built by property owners to advertise to game players for free. Sponsored content such as the recently announced Atari Arcade, which will feature games that can be played within Decentraland. Music video venues where DJs and musicians play music and hold concerts. Now, this is big, y'all. This is big. This is early. Early. Web 3.0 metaverse worlds are part of a larger interconnected crypto cloud economy. These decentralized protocols interoperate with and provide the technical infrastructure to support metaverse virtual economies. This is big. We're going to skip around a little bit. Self-custody and access wallets front-end applications. Decentralized finance, DeFi, which is going to be big coming up, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you do have your DeFi assets. We've already given you some wizard picks of DeFi. Go back. If you want to know the future, go and visit the past. You have to utilize this as a wealth of information. This is a library of Bigger Than Race. You have a library of information from Bigger Than Race that can help you succeed and accelerate your learning curve, ladies and gentlemen. Also going forward, you have decentralized governance that's going to be big. DAOs. There's plenty of DAO tokens out there. There's a couple of them that I really like. I won't disclose them here, but we'll be talking about them going forward. I'm also going to make a note of that going forward. Now, you also have decentralized cloud services and self-sovereign identity. All of this is coming forward, ladies and gentlemen, and it will be here whether we like it or not. Now, let's continue to skip global users per select category. This is pretty big. Web 3.0 virtual worlds, 50,000. Non-fungible tokens, 400K. Blockchain gaming, about 2.3 million. Decentralized finance, 3.4 million. Global crypto, 220 million. Gaming esports, 250 million. Facebook, 2,910,000,000. Wow, that's a big, big, big difference. But that just shows you the growth. If everything is merging to Web 3.0, what kind of growth can you see? Think about it. Facebook has already told you they come into the metaverse. They got to come to the Web 3.0 layer that has already been developed, which we are owning if you own certain protocols. So they got to mess with the blockchains that we're dealing with, that we have some kind of skin in the game with. We just don't know which ones. But what we can see is that they are closely working with Seek VR. And if you see what Seek is doing, why wouldn't Facebook want to attach to them? It makes sense, y'all. Excuse all this going on the side of the screen. But this is just huge stuff. There's just a lot of money to be made. You know, I don't want to stay too long on this. You guys can also come and view this as well. But we did cover quite a bit of it. But you can pretty much see where we're headed in regards to the metaverse. And this here video is going to take us out. And it's very impactful, very informational, and it's on why the metaverse could make reality disappear. The world is changing as we once knew it. And whether we like it or not, it is happening. Now, this is your opportunity to take a claim, stake your claim within the new world. It's up to you. If you don't own land in the real world, why not own some in the physical? It's up to you. You'll be able to lease it out, rent it out. Absolutely. Everything that is happening in the real world will take place in the metaverse. Let's go.
You will be able to teleport instantly as a hologram, to be at the office without a commute, at a concert with friends, or in your parents' living room to catch up. You're going to really feel like you're there with other people. You'll see their facial expressions or body language, Zuckerberg said. The future of the internet is going to be virtual, and Meta, the company known to the public as Facebook, believes that 1 billion people will be working and playing in the immersive, three-dimensional world referred to as the Metaverse by the end of the decade. What is the Metaverse? Apparently, it's the next big thing. The term Metaverse, a contraction of meta and universe, refers to a virtual world in the science fiction novel Snow Crash, where it first appeared in 1992. The concept was given a notable incarnation in 2006 with the virtual universe Second Life, which became popular with individuals, companies, and brands who explored its use to open virtual stores, organize events, hold training, do marketing, etc. The arrival of social networks, however, plunged Second Life into obscurity. To the outsider, it may look like a souped-up version of virtual reality, but some people think the metaverse could be the future of the internet. In fact, the belief is that it could be to VR what the modern smartphone is to the first clunky mobile phones of the 1980s. Instead of being on a computer, in the metaverse, you might use a headset to enter a virtual world, connecting all sorts of digital environments. Unlike current VR, which is mostly used for gaming, this virtual world could be used for practically anything. Work, play, concerts, cinema trips, or just hanging out. But because it's still just an idea, there's no single agreed definition of the metaverse. Silicon Valley metaverse proponents sometimes reference a description from venture capitalist Matthew Ball, author of the extensive Metaverse Primer. The metaverse is an expansive network of persistent, real-time rendered 3D worlds and simulations that support continuity of identity, objects, history, payments, and entitlements. and can be experienced synchronously by an effectively unlimited number of users, each with an individual sense of presence. Facebook, arguably the tech company with the biggest stake in the metaverse, describes it more simply. The metaverse is a set of virtual spaces where you can create and explore with other people who aren't in the same physical space as you. We believe the metaverse will be the successor to the mobile internet, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg said at the company's annual developer conference Thursday, where the company said it is officially changing its name to Meta. We'll be able to feel present, like we are right there with people, no matter how far apart we actually are. We'll be able to express ourselves in new, joyful, completely immersive ways, he said. Users can create avatars in the virtual world that resemble their appearance in the real world. The avatars will be as common as profile pictures on social media sites, but instead of a static image, there will be living 3D representations of you. Users may be able to customize their avatars for work and play. You're going to have virtual clothes for different occasions, designed by different creators from different apps and experiences, Zuckerberg said. While some of the building blocks of the metaverse are already here, much of the technology is still years away from being widely available. Facebook says it does not want to own the metaverse and is making tools available that will allow developers to connect its platform with other developers. Tools that allow creators to connect various physical locations into augmented reality experiences for virtual tours and scavenger hunts are also on the way. Zuckerberg said these tools will allow for a lot more commerce and help grow the overall metaverse economy. Zuckerberg, for one, sees great promise in the metaverse, and it's a factor behind his company's investment in products such as the Oculus virtual reality headset.
Oculus is working with Seek. Remember, I've already showed you in the Seek white paper that they're all interoperable together. Oh my gosh. This is just getting so deep. 6 degrees of separation. Oh!
Computer graphics chip maker NVIDIA Core wants its Omniverse platform to power some of the underlying frameworks, as does software maker Unity Software. Video game developers such as Roblox Corp and producers using Epic Games Inc. and Microsoft Corp all want a piece of the pie. Roblox is also in China through a joint venture with Tencent Holdings Limited, which launched a parallel platform that follows the rules set by the Chinese government's censors. Tencent also has registered a slew of metaverse-related trademarks for its own social app, QQ. TikTok owner ByteDance Limited has plowed money into VR headset maker Pico and mobile game maker Reworld. There are even specialist consultancies such as UK-based Dubit to help companies move into the metaverse. And don't forget payment providers and cryptocurrencies. Many ask, what is digital real estate? Is it an opportunity? Is it a real investment? It is a blank space to build whatever you want. And yes, it is a real investment. Taking a step back might be instructive here. In the transfer of real-world real estate, dollars are exchanged for real property, and the transaction involves banks, finance companies, lawyers, and title companies. In a similar manner, virtual real estate is exchanged, usually for virtual currency, often in the form of non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Non-fungible tokens are distinct from each other and limited in volume. These transactions are enabled by the blockchain, a digital ledger that is duplicated and distributed across a database. Instead of keys, you get a password and the freedom to develop your virtual land with whatever your imagination desires. Just as the supply of dollar bills is limited, which contributes to their value, these virtual currencies are of limited volume. Alongside this evolution of virtual currencies, the blockchain technology on which these cryptocurrencies are built has also been developing, and now ensures that the tokens have a recognizable value. Just as the volume of tokens is limited and monitored by the entire blockchain, the number of parcels of virtual land in these metaverses is also limited. For years now, Linden Lab has had a similar offering in Second Life. To achieve uniqueness in their virtual representation, people within this game would use USD to buy Linden bucks, with which they could buy items in their virtual world. With some minor changes, this seems to be the foundation of the current business model in newer virtual worlds, such as Decentraland, The Sandbox, CryptoVoxels, Somnium Space, and Axie Infinity, to name a few. It's entirely fair to be skeptical of digital real estate investing. A logical question to ask would be, who might profit from digital real estate investing? The answer, before 2020, might well have been nobody. However, the coronavirus pandemic has shifted the way in which people interact. Humans are social beings, and people have an innate desire for interaction. Digital real estate allows people to socialize and engage with others safely, and there is also commercial merit to the metaverse, particularly for large and even medium-sized enterprises. Virtual land allows these businesses to market their products in new spaces to new audiences and serves a vital CRM function as well. The metaverse will eventually become an extension of our real-world economy. Being able to build, trade, and invest in products, goods, and services may rely on NFTs as the foundation for value creation. If NFTs become a commonly adopted tool for trading such goods, they could help accelerate the use of XR ecosystems as places people go to combine elements of the digital economy with their offline lives. One way to think of this process is how the App Store encouraged businesses to digitize their operations so that consumers could experience and pay for their products and services from any location. This legitimized the idea that retail and digital need not be separate, paving the way for a whole host of use cases that might not initially have made sense. For example, it is plausible that Peloton, a company producing exercise equipment and video-streamed fitness classes, would not exist without the App Store. Without a widely adopted medium for digital consumer experiences, a service literally grounded in physical activity would have a weak business case for going online. A successful vision of the metaverse sees transformations like these taking place at an accelerated pace and universal scale. But can today's smartphones handle it? The metaverse won't reach its full potential without ultra-fast, low-latency internet. A case in point is the online world Second Life, which came out before smartphones caught on and lost its appeal in part because they couldn't provide real-time on-the-go interactions. Today's fourth generation, 4G, connections can just about support multiplayer apps like Fortnite, but can't handle hundreds of concurrent streams of time-sensitive data. This is why mobile carriers around the world are spending billions of dollars on building 5G networks. They may need even 6G to take it further. The same is true at home and in the office, where bigger screens drain more bandwidth, favoring fiber optic connections wired directly into premises. There are, of course, questions about what the metaverse will mean for privacy, whether it will be inclusive, and how to mitigate harmful content and environments that could be created. Because the metaverse is in the early phases of development, there is an opportunity now to build in these attributes by design. The idea of the metaverse may sound promising, which is why many of the world's leading technology companies are investing in its development. If it can come to fruition, it is conceivable that it will transform consumer and enterprise behavior. We have years until the metaverse, as we envision, is fully realized. This is just the start of the journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know who this is. This is your boy, Brandon. I hope you get your tickets for the metaverse. I know I have mine. Let's go.